Alright, so today we'll be showing a nice mid pocket in the STX Surgeon 700, so stay tuned for the tutorial. Alright, so before we begin the tutorial, you will need a 9-diamond top string. As you can see I have here, you're going to do that 9-diamond top string on the first hole of the head. So once again, 9-diamond top string on the first hole of the head. Alright, so we're going to start our pattern on the second hole of the head. So I'm going to put my string through that second hole. And then going from the bottom up of that first available mesh hole, go through that loop. Back and through that same salvo hole and up and through that mesh loop once again. So there we have our starting loop. Next, we're going to skip that first salvo hole or the next one and do an SI. So we're going to go down to the top of the next mesh hole. Then we're going to go into that next salvo hole, making sure to skip one through this loop that we create, as you can see. And then you're going to put your string up and then down so it's nice and tight. And take your leading in string and go from the bobbin up of that same mesh hole. And there we've done our first SI. So we're going to do that once again. So we're going to go down to the top of the next mesh hole. Just like we did that first time, into the next salvo hole without skipping any, and through this loop that we create. And once again, pull our string from bottom up so it's tight, and then up and through that same mesh loop, and then pull it so it's nice and tight. Alright, so after we've done those two SIs, we're going to skip the next salvo hole and do a KSI. So we're going to go down to the top of the next mesh hole. And we're doing a KSI, so we're going to go into the plastic from the outside. And we're going to leave a small loop. As you can see I have here, you're going to take your leading in and go from the back of that loop and through. And then you should have a pretzel to show that it's creating a knot. You're going to pull your string from the inside of the plastic, so to get the slack out, all the way through till it's nice and tight. And then you're going to take your fingers and pinch the knot over so it's sitting right on the mid rail or the bottom rail. Pinch it, and then pull your leading in straight down. And pull it so it's nice and tight, and then you have a knot right there. And then to finish out your KSI, you're going to take your string and go from the bottom and up of that same mesh hole. And there we have a KSI. So we're going to do that one more time, down to the top of the next mesh hole, into the plastic from the outside, leaving a small loop, taking your leading in and going from the back of that loop and through. You're going to pull your slack from the inside of the head. Take your fingertips and pinch that string to the plastic and then pull straight down so it's nice and tight. And then going from the bottom up of that same mesh hole. There we have 2 KSIs. Alright, so now we're going to finish creating our pocket. We did those first 2 SIs and then the 2 KSIs. Now to actually create the pocket, we're going to do a 1 KSI. So you're going to go from the bottom up of that next mesh loop. And then you're going to take your string, you're leading in it and go from the top and down of the next one. As you see I did there. You're going to take the middle of the mesh, pinch it, and then pull it up towards the scoop, nice and tight. And you're going to take your leading in string and then pull it down so these mesh loops anchor to the plastic. Then you're going to do like those last 2 KSIs. You're going to go into the plastic from the outside without skipping any salvo holes. you're going to leave a small loop like we did, going from behind that loop and through. And then you're going to pull your string or your excess string from the inside like we did those last 2 times to get all the slack out. As I just did there. Take your fingertips, pinch the string to the plastic of the head, and then pull your leading end straight down to get the rest of the slack out. Just like we did there. Take your leading end string and go from the bottom up of that last mesh loop only. And then take the middle of the mesh, once again, pinch it, put it up towards the middle of the scoop, and then pull straight down. And there we just did a 1 KSI, and that's going to create the pocket. Now we're going to finish out. We're going to do 3 more KSIs. After we did that 1 KSI, so we're going to go down to the top of the next mesh hole. Pinch the middle of the mesh and pull it towards the scoop, once again, into the plastic from the outside. Leave a small loop. Go from the back of that loop. Pull your excess string from the inside of the head. Pinch it, and then pull the leading end straight down. And then from the bottom up. Oops. And then pinch the mesh once again, pull it up towards the top of the scoop, and then pull straight down so it's nice and tight. We're going to do that 2 more times, so down to the top of the next mesh hole. And we're going to do this while holding the middle of the mesh and pulling up towards the scoop to help finish out that pocket and give it some depth into the plastic from the outside. You're going to leave a small loop once again, going from the back of that loop and through. Pulling your excess string from the inside. Pinching it, and then pulling straight down. And then from the bottom up, once again. And now we're going to do that 1 last time. Down through the top of the next mesh hole. Into the next sidewall hole from the outside. Through the loop that you create, or you leave. And then 1 last time, pulling your excess from the inside. Pinching it, and then pulling straight down. And then from the bottom up once again. There you go. And then we have 1 last thing to do, and that's to tie out the pocket. We're going to do an interlock tie off. So we're going to go into the plastic first. You're going to leave a small loop. And then we're going to use this mesh loop from the inside. So I'm going to take my string from this side. We're going to go through this loop. This mesh loop. Next available one. Like I have there, and you're going to take your leading edge string and just go up and through that small loop that you left. That's what it's going to look like in here. And this is just an interlock. You're going to take the string, pinch it, put it towards the top of the scoop 1 last time, and then pull your string up and then down to the outside, up, down once again. Take your leading in, go back and down through that same mesh loop that you just went up. And then you're going to go from the inside out and through that last sidewall hole. Just like that. And then here's what it looks like from the outside. Nice and clean. And then simply all you need to do is just tie off. Just like that. And after that, you should have a really nice looking mid pocket in your STX Surgeon 700. It's going to sit nice in the middle, and it's going to be really defined. Great for any attackman or midfielder that's looking to carry the ball or shoot the ball. It's also going to have a great looking channel, as you can see, really nice, smooth, accurate. So if you found this video helpful or enjoyed the tutorial, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.